All right, Margaret, thanks for joining me today.
Hey Noah.
So, everyone, I'm really excited to be here today with Margaret Harrison, who's the VP of Digital Services at Ingram Content Group. For those who don't know me, I'm Noah Rosenberg, co-founder and CEO of Narratively. And our mission is to support storytellers and writers and connect them with people in the industry, with peers that can help them pursue their careers, their passions. And I'm just thrilled to be sitting here with Margaret today. She and I began chatting several months ago over drinks in New York, and it just felt like we were old friends and old colleagues. And so, really hoping that today can be kind of a continuation of this with our writers and our network watching, because I think they have a lot to learn from Margaret and your colleagues. To kick things off, at Narratively, we think a lot about the words intellectual property, otherwise known as IP. And I think to ground us here, why don't you give our viewers a sense of what that means to you and why IP, especially literary IP, is so important in this moment in time?
Yeah, first of all, so fun to continue the conversation and just really excited to be connecting with your audience. When we think about literary IP, we're talking about storytelling, right? And the different media for storytelling. We've been working with books as a distribution company for over 60 years. And so books are a tried and true way to get stories out to readers. Of course, there's digital content, ebooks, digital audio, and then you've got short stories. You've got stories that maybe haven't been formally published yet, really all kinds of containers. But ultimately, what I think we're focusing on today is a story that you have in some finished format that you are interested in connecting through to the screen in some form or fashion.
What is the problem that your new product, Media Scout at Ingram, is solving? Maybe tell us a bit about the product itself. My understanding is that Ingram is the largest book distributor in the world. So maybe explain a bit about the problem and why you all are the right people to be solving it right now.
Yeah, we're probably the largest book company that no one's ever heard of. We're based in Nashville, Tennessee. Our business has really grown and changed like many businesses with the advent of e-commerce, the rise of digital. Publishers are really good at connecting with readers and packaging and marketing a book. Ingram wants to do everything else. We are a distribution business, and that means that we take a finished book from a publisher or self-published author or writer, and we effectively take that story and scale out access to the market. So it's everyone from a mom and pop bookshop on the corner to the largest booksellers in the world, the likes of Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Target, Walmart, you name it. Ingram is distributing physical books and also digital content through to those booksellers, websites, TikTok shop, literally anywhere that readers are looking to buy books or connect with stories. We are the underpinning essentially of the book supply chain. And so, because we play such a big role in access, publishers send us 24/7 feeds of marketing information about their books. And so we have this incredible database of information that we've been accumulating for decades. And most of the industry relies on Ingram's data about books to connect the right story with the right reader. Are there other industries that might benefit from more information around books? And the timing was so interesting because the writer's strike in the film industry was just kicking off, and we just happened to connect with some filmmakers, with studios, and they described this huge challenge and barrier they had where on the one hand they know that their audiences loved movies and shows made from books, from literary IP. They had a handful of agents maybe that they relied on, but they were aware that there are tons of storytellers, tons of writers that maybe aren't represented, or they have a smaller agent that just can't make the rounds. And they described this kind of wild goose chase where they had an idea for a film and they found it really difficult to find the right story to connect to their project. And that was when the light bulb went off. Why don't we take our rich database of information about books, about stories, and turn it into this product now called Media Scout to help connect screenwriters, studios, production companies with these beautiful stories across all genres and to basically connect the literary IP world and their rights availability through to the buyers.
Immediately, it feels very relevant to writers within the Narrative Academy community that have books, of which there are many, or manuscripts for that matter. Let's talk about how it's also relevant to writers of articles, of shorter form content. You and I have talked a bit about, hey, Noah, you should take some of Narratively's best stories and upload data and details about them to the Media Scout platform, which is very intriguing to me, right? Because anything we can do to support our authors and get them more exposure is a win-win. So maybe this is a good segue into talking about how you're welcoming not just book authors, but other owners or creators of IP. And then really, how does it actually work? If I'm an author or a publisher that has pieces of content, what do I do to get them in front of these buyers, these stakeholders from Amazon and Netflix and other places that I know you're working with?
One producer a couple of weeks ago in Los Angeles was like, I don't care if it's a self published author, if it's one of the big five publishers, or somebody I've just never heard of. I'm looking for that hook that's going to really, really grab me. And I want to get a copy of the story. I want to dive in. And I think that's really cool. And that's exactly why we're in this business. We want to democratize access to the Hollywood industry, to the global film industry. And often, particularly self published authors or short form writers, need a high profile agent to be able to gain that access. And with Media Scout, whether you have an article, or you're a self published author, or you're represented by a high profile agent or publisher, all of that content is available on the site and accessible to buyers through our advanced search capabilities, curated collections, and our extensive database. Particularly for your audience, Noah, we'll link a jot form in conjunction with this, and we'd
Great.
love to hear from your audience a little bit more about what content they have that they'd like to share. We are not live yet on the site with articles and short stories, but we are quickly building that capability because we
Great.
have had so much interest in it from the buying side. And for authors, for writers, it is totally free to share your content with Ingram. If you are someone who has published a book before, we probably have a profile and a bio about you on the site. And so we will match any existing data with your writers. And if it's someone that's brand new to Ingram, that's great. We would love to learn more about your piece, and we'll take a little contributor bio. We'll take some marketing information and we create an account for you to manage that information. We really try to put a lot of control in the rights holders and the writers' hands so that they can have some influence over how it's presented to the buyers.
Let's say I'm a author and I have a book. Do I need my publisher's permission to upload details about that? Is there a reason not to do it, I guess is the question.
Yeah, no, we welcome authors who may have a traditional publisher. There are a variety of roles that we have that writers can designate. So they may not be the rights holder. They can even put their publisher's name there or their agent's name if they want to direct a buyer to their contact. What we're trying to do is to get stories into the hands of buyers that want to amplify that story.
What's the one thing, Margaret, that you want writers and other storytellers to take away from this conversation today?
I think hope and encouragement. Even in this age of I think there is a hunger to hear authentic stories. I think we're going to see owned voices continue to be amplified. There is so much opportunity, and take heart that products like Media Scout are here to literally amplify the work of these brilliant creators and connect them with buyers that want to help tell their story to a larger audience.
Amen to that. I think we share that mission for sure. So it's been great. I'm excited to roll up our sleeves together, Margaret.
Oh,
Thanks for
awesome.
joining today.
Thanks, Noah.